we remember.
I mean, I put this notebook out here like I'm going to write something down. I never do.
Oh, yeah.
It's for the folks at home. It's for the folks.
What's
So,
for the folks? What?
Couple things. One, beer's right there. Two, bathroom. Don't use that one. Go through. If you do have to use the bathroom, go around the camera, take a right, and go through that room. Yeah, it's over there.
What's wrong with that bathroom?
I just stuck a tile back down in there. I'm waiting for the glue to dry.
Ooh.
Had a loose tooth in her.
Ooh. You're so manly, Bill.
Yep, very
Fixing
manly.
tiles.
I'm a very manly boy.
Yeah.
What else? Microphones. You have to talk pretty much directly into the microphone. So that's why we have these nice little boom arms here. If you want to lean back or whatever, just kind of take the mic with you and try to stay in it. And if you're not, I'm pretty good about looking at levels and everything and telling you if you're not. Other than that, there are no rules to Meat Sweats. It's like Fight Club, except for Brad Pitt's not going to show up. This is the closest thing we have, and I'm sorry.
It's a ripoff.
Yeah.
I would feel ripped off if I was in your position. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's the Kmart version.
Whoa. Fuck you.
I
okay,
mean,
that's me you're talking about, you piece of shit.
Saying the Kmart version of Fight Club, not Brad Pitt.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
And Brad Pitt.
You know what? If you would have said Walmart, it would have been more accurate, and I would have accepted it.
Kmart's out of business, so that's more
I'm
accurate.
still in business. I'm rotund. I have a beard. I feel
Rotund. That's a great word.
Rotund.
That's a great word. That's a
Do
word
you
of the
have
day.
any adopted children of color?
I don't have any adopted children of color.
Yeah, you can't be a
I think
pit.
that's crucial nowadays.
It is if you want to be like
To be a good
Hollywood,
white person?
to be like a Hollywood starlet white person.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta get a brown baby.
you got to be down with the brown.
Yep.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm never going to be accepted, because I've got 3 blonde-haired, blue-eyed kids, and people are just going to be like, more fucking dumb white
You could be
stuff.
famous in Germany.
Or you could
true.
be like cool with Richard Spencer. You probably love your kids.
He
probably
would
love
love
your
my
kids.
kids. I'm sure he would.
Everybody, this is Meat Sweats episode, whatever the fuck episode it is. Pretty sure it's 82, but it might not be. And we are joined today by my favorite bartender in Phoenix.
Thank you.
Give it up for Mr. Carlos Lopez,
Woo.
or as I like to call him, Hot Carl Lopez. He doesn't know I call him that, but I definitely call you Hot Carl Lopez behind your
I'm
back.
kind of a hoe.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's why he's here.
That's why he's here.
That's why he's here is because he has some of the funnest stories of being a male whore I have ever fucking heard in my life.
Good for you,
and
buddy.
he has made me pee my pants laughing
Yeah.
outside of Thirdspace after
Let's
the show.
not talk about pee just yet.
We'll get into it. Well, I mean, in one of the most recent episodes, I told everybody how I have a thing with like maybe a girl like taking a little spritzer on my leg or something in the shower. Like I'm kind of down for that.
I'm full
into
on
that.
into it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay. Just I want to jump in real quick. Only in the shower, or like how much pee? How much pee is too much pee?
I don't think there's too much pee, but definitely in a place where it could be easily cleaned up.
Right. Okay.
He's got
okay.
children. Remember?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Play. No.
And
that-
I'm not uncivilized.
Yeah. No. That's just being a
Well,
decent human being.
I mean, your shirt and glasses definitely tell us you're not uncivilized.
Bill. How much pee?
It's not an amount. It's like he said.
It's like
it's
a
the
couple
place.
squirts.
Okay.
It's how. I mean, if you got, unless it's like you're dehydrated. Like,
Okay.
be hydrated. I don't want.
I'm
I don't
talking
want,
like full on. Just got home from the bar.
you want
Okay.
like this
Flatter.
color.
I don't care about the color.
Oh,
You don't care
It
about
just
the
needs
color?
to be a decent amount.
What about
I'm-
smell?
You're in the shower. You can't really smell that well.
Well, no. Okay, so this is what
He's trying
no-
to get this out of the shower.
I'm trying to get it out of the shower. Yeah, no water. It's just straight pee. Okay, so you can sit in the bathtub and just above you, it's just pee.
Okay.
Just so much pee coming down. How much pee is too much pee?
Still not too much.
Still not too much.
You're
You
in
just-
the designated peeing on
Right.
you
Yeah.
area.
Right. It's safe.
There's
it's
a drain.
Safe. There's a drain.
If
There's
there's
a
a
drain,
floor drain
and
that's
then,
never
like,
too
There's no
much.
carpet.
Yeah, once it's done, you can just flip the thing up
Right.
and then get.
I want to
cleaned
ask
up.
this: are you a face peer, chest peer?
I'd say anything not above.
I'm not
the
down for
shoulders.
it on my face or my hair.
Nah, keep it out of my eyes.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be peed on the head.
Yeah.
No.
But shoulders down.
Shoulders down.
You're
It's
good
like
to
a
go.
ride around town.
Okay.
Shoulders down, it's like a ride around town.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my fucking god.
All right.
That just got said.
I wonder what. Do I have any more pee questions? All right, I think I'm good for now. You guys can continue. Here's what I'm going to do this episode. You guys are going to have these conversations, and I'm just going to jump in, and I'm going to ask some weird questions. All right?
I mean, that's perfect.
No, it is.
That's a great role to have.
That's my role today.
That's a great role to have. Because Matt's not a pee boy.
I'm not a pee boy.
It's not for everybody.
It's not.
I mean, I don't like. Just there's never been anything about it that I've ever thought would be like, oh, that's great or that's appealing. Like,
Well, okay,
I've
so
peed on myself.
Do you like watching girls pee? Because there was an escalation here.
oh, okay. Let's
Oh, you like
let's-
watching
let's-
girls pee.
I do.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's do the escalation.
Okay, so as you may or may not know, I'm like kind of a veteran of the punk scene. I've been in bands, I've gone on tours and things like that.
Yeah.
So like one of the first punk shows that I ever went to, that like my parents were okay with me catching the train and like not dropping me off in front of the venue.
How old are you?
I'm 15 years old.
Okay.
I
This is an impressionable time for a young man.
Yeah.
It's
So
some things happen
I'm
at
15. I'm super stoked. I'm gonna go see. I believe it was the Casualties. So this is the year 2000. I was living in Dallas. That's where I grew up. And so I get off the train. I'm with my friends, and the train stop is like, I don't know, maybe like a 10-minute walk away from where the bar was. And like right outside in between two parked cars, like right there in the middle of like Commerce, there's this chick with a mohawk taking a full-on piss. It's like dusk. So
Ooh.
it's still like broad daylight kind of.
Yeah.
Was she like leaning against a car peeing?
She had the
Okay.
the double stance, like the
Oh, she was holding
like the Mega
herself-
Man
yeah,
thing,
okay.
you know?
Did you
Okay.
see her ass hanging out? Or you just
No,
You just
I-
knew
You
she
see
was
her
peeing.
axe hanging out.
I
Oh
didn't-
my. Pop.
I got a
This is a young lady's anatomy here. Come on.
I got a full frontal.
Did you say
full
axe?
frontal? I said ass, but I like
Okay.
axe. I wasn't gonna correct you because I was like, axe is good.
I
like-
thought you were
I wish I would've
referring
said
to a
axe.
Like the
vagina
axe
as an
wound?
axe wound.
No, no.
That's why I got offended. I'm just like, come on,
like,
man.
yeah.
So you got full frontal.
I got full frontal. I saw the stream and it did something to my brain, and I was like, "Yo, that was kind of tight."
All right.
And like, interesting story. I ended up being in a band with that girl like 2 years later.
Really?
No, 3 years later.
Did you ever divulge like, hey, so I don't know if like you remember this, but I watched you pee in between.
No,
a couple
I never
cars.
said anything about that. I told my guitar player, but like, I was
Every
like,
time you guys look at her, you're just like,
I was like, "Yo." The first time I went to Red Blood Club, I saw Liz pissing in between two cars, and he was like, "That's fucking funny." So the name
how
of that,
metal is she though? Like that's a metal move.
that
right?
wasn't metal as fuck. She was a punk rocker straight through and through.
Yeah.
She had a fucking head tattoo.
Oh, that's
She was like
badass.
6 feet tall. She used to beat up dudes and Nazis like on a regular basis.
She sounds. I'm in love with her.
Yeah. I'm in love with
real
her.
shit. She's like got 2 kids now. She lives in San Antonio and is like the most like boring like regular person ever.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is her hair
She's-
all grown out so you can't
yeah.
see the head tattoos?
Yeah, no,
anymore?
she's like super dope. Like she's still like about that life or
Yeah.
whatever. But like
Yeah.
you know, she's just like yo. I
She's
have
a
kids
mom now,
yeah.
dude.
I can't wait for her to fuck with her kids one day and like shave the sides of her head
Yeah.
again. And I have all those
Oh yeah,
tattoos
can you
pop up.
imagine? Like you want to embarrass your kid, you're like, listen, I used to be a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you just take that shit off, and you're like, I'm gonna walk you to school today.
That's some pretty hardcore.
No, like
parenting.
real talk. Like I have a 2-year-old daughter, and I hope I'm like trying to like lay the groundwork down for her to like follow in my footsteps. That way, when she's like 14, 15, and trying to like be all hard with her friends, like I just want to like come out of the kitchen and be like, "You guys are all fucking posers," and then just go away. You know.
So what was the next step after seeing someone pee?
So after Liz is pissed,
yeah,
I don't know.
you don't know.
Just like being at shows and going to warehouse parties and house parties
there's
and
just
like
a lot of peeing.
just like
happening.
gross like punk rock shit. You just see a lot of people peeing and
Yeah.
puking and doing all sorts of shit. So like, you know, you see enough of it and you're like, man, that's kind of tight. And then like, you know, you date a girl, you get real fucked up one night, and we're like, yo, just pee on me in the shower. It's my birthday. And that's pretty much like,
It's my birthday.
so like, don't get it twisted.
That's a
like,
great ass, though.
I'm not
good.
like super into it to where it happens like all the time.
No.
But like, I definitely get peed on my birthday if I'm with somebody, and they're
See, I
like,
mean, that's-
and they're
Happy
not
birthday.
prude. I'm like fucking with like different types of girls now, so like you can't just like lay that one on like say a chola chick or like sometimes the hipsters will be into it because you can't
chola chick
you can't like kink shame a hipster.
No, you can't.
So like if I'm just like, yo, pee on me. And they're like, well, I don't know. Like, I feel like that's mildly aggressive and blah, 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 blah. Like, I'm just like, all right, whatever, dude. It's not for you. Like, you don't have to, like, give me some 2019 answer about why you're not into it.
You asking me to pee on you was a microaggression, and
Like, as a genderqueer, non-conforming feminist of the fourth wave, I say that, like, you asking me or whatever is kind of just like a demand. I prefer for things to organically happen, and I just organically want pee to happen on my birthday.
I'm pretty sure with this podcast, we can guarantee you a piss on your next birthday. When's your birthday?
It's in November.
Perfect. we're gonna reshare this episode and just find a nice young lady for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm into it.
My birthday's July, everybody, just so you're aware.
do you want someone to pee on you?
Pee on Bill.
Would love it. I would love it.
Someone please do Bill a favor.
See, I
and
never
pee
had
on
that
him
same
for his
experience.
birthday.
My thing with pissing on doesn't come from like seeing a girl peeing.
It comes from all the pent up homoeroticism from being in wrestling showers and
Kinda.
watching guys pee on each other.
I mean, I peed on a bunch of guys.
I know you
You
did.
peed on guys?
Oh yeah, that was like a hazing thing in wrestling. Was like peeing on each other.
He would get this huge boner.
No!
And then he would just go pee
No,
on
there was no
everybody.
boner involved. It's hard to aim a boner, and you need to be strategic with your
Also,
stream when you're peeing on a
It's
dude in the
not
shower.
cool to be the guy who gets a boner in the fucking locker room.
No, it's not cool
It's
to be
less
that guy.
cool to be the guy who's peeing on everybody in the locker room.
Not true. Not true. When you're in high school, you're kind of a badass. You're
no, you're
peeing
not.
on people.
No, you're
Nah,
not.
that's
the guy,
not cool.
Just saying.
the guy in high school
That-
wrestling who peed on people, if he would have come near me, I would have lost my fucking mind.
Yeah.
I would have lost my
It
mind.
was in the shower.
It was
He
in
would,
the shower.
yeah,
and
he
I
would have been taken down to the ground.
and I would be in the corner of the shower, and I'd be watching him going around
pretty
peeing
much.
on dudes. And I'd be like,
So
"Fuck
if you did get peed on, you didn't know that day. Like 'cause everybody.
What, were you like ninja peeing on people?
Yes.
How do you?
It happened to
sneak
me.
piss on
It
people?
happened to me. So I did it to freshmen when I was in that position. I'd never forget the guy. It was Mitch. Fucking Mitch Wanzik, piece of shit. He would pee on everybody.
Full government name.
He,
dude.
yeah, full government name. That's white people's name right there. He would piss on everybody. So I mean, I was like, I got peed on when I was a freshman. So fuck it. You know, like I'm gonna do some
So
pissing.
I hate to interrupt.
Yeah.
But have you ever thought that like you were like lightweight, low key sexually assaulted
No.
because they pissed on you against
It
your
was
will?
more of a sexual assault when like our gym teacher would like bust into the locker room while the wrestlers were like showering and just kind of watch us. That was more sexual assault. Like,
Yeah, that's pretty
That
creepy.
felt that
Did
felt
your
real
coach
It's
creepy.
not
wear a lot
sexual
of-
assault.
Yeah, it's
creepy voyeurism.
It's creepy voyeurism.
It's creepy pedo voyeurism.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
And yeah,
It's like, yo, you
Mr.
didn't
Mr.
wash behind your
Schmeichel,
ears.
I hope you're dead. Like I really hope you're dead because you were a fucking dirtbag.
Did you wear a lot of windbreakers?
Almost exclusively like those just shorty like 70s gym shorts, like 90% of the time. Like it could be fucking -30 outside, and this motherfucker still be rocking out.
What
in
kind of
some-
piece was he working with?
Not much of one.
Okay.
Not much of one at all. And his wife was like one of the most like just unfortunate looking people
She
in the
looked
world.
like a 4-year-old boy.
No, she just had this.
He really had his
She had a
type.
boy cut. She had a boy haircut.
I bet she did.
Uh,
I bet she had a little boy
Very
penis
small,
too.
very small
He
woman.
was the beard.
Very
He was.
slight, very slight build. And then she looked like. Do you remember in Beetlejuice when they pull their faces apart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she looks like someone did that to her face a little bit, like just like stretched it out and made her look scared all the time. Yeah.
Maybe she was scared all the time because she lived with a pedophile.
Maybe.
Where did you grow up?
North Dakota.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yep. Home on the range
sucks.
and all. Yeah, it's weird. It's bad. It's not good. Lots of meth. Lots and lots of meth.
I'm trying,
Anhydrous
like, okay,
is
so
available.
I'm trying to put my Air Force geography of the United States together. North Dakota, that's where Minot is, right? Or is
Yeah.
that South Dakota? Okay, yeah.
No, you're the Marinate Air Force Base.
Yeah.
A lot of people in this area know of like North Dakota only for that fact. That or like there's a lot of people that migrated to North Dakota in the 90s and then again in the early to mid 2000s for oil booms. I had taken
That explains the meth.
yeah. I had taken a trip up there or down here, and when I was coming back from Phoenix, I met a dude who was like, he just fucking bought a ticket to North Dakota with the rest of the money he had just so he could like hopefully go get a job in the oil rigs and make decent money. There's a lot of fucking money to work in the oil fields.
Yeah.
Those dudes made like
No, they make stupid money.
stupid money, like 60 grand a year to just be a grunt.
Yeah.
Like if you're one of the guys who are like the derrick hands, like my buddy Stacy was, he was up on like a 150-foot platform, and those dudes were like watch the like turn the like. There's like a certain thing you have to do with the cables once the pipe comes out of the ground or when it's going into the ground. Those guys make like 120 grand, but those are the dudes that like
Lose fingers and shit.
well, those are the dudes that's gonna die.
Yeah.
Because that pipe will knock them off the 150-foot like
Fuck
catwalk,
That.
and they just fall to their death.
Yeah.
Sounds like a fun way to
I
go.
never want. I had a bunch of people like, "Are you gonna go to the oil fields?" Da, 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 da. I was like, "Listen, I am not quitting smoking pot for the chance of certain death because I'm a fuck up." Like, and that's probably what happened. Like, I'd have fallen off that motherfucker. I hate heights.
Dude, I
can't
dealt with
do that.
explosives every single day when I was in the military.
You were.
Still would not do that.
What was your MOS?
I was a weapons dude, so I was the guy who put all the bombs and missiles on the fighter jets. So
You had the same job as my old roommate in high school, buddy John. That's what his gig was, and he used to go out drinking with all the special ops guys. He was in Fayetteville.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay. Seymour Johnson. That was the name of the base, right?
I don't know. I don't know.
The
the
Shady
name of the base.
J.
All I remember is when Fayetteville is very predominantly African American.
Here comes racist North Dakota Bill. Some facts.
No, this is racist North Dakota John. So my buddy, like got broken up with by a chick or something, and he had this alter ego. Like I don't know if you've ever like had a blackout phase in your life, but
Where I black out from drinking too much?
but like every time you drink.
I could say that was probably when I was stationed in Korea. That was hands
makes
down
sense.
the drunkest year of my life.
That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I hear you do in Korea.
Yeah.
Soju.
Soju.
Drinking that soju.
That shit is gnarly.
It's
Yeah.
deadly.
Because like it's not regulated over there. So like like when you get a bottle of Jack Daniels, it's gonna do the same shit it does every single time.
Yeah.
Every time.
It's gonna be 40 proof every time.
Yeah. Over there, like you'll have sometimes you'll be drinking soju, you'll drink it all night and never get buzzed. Sometimes you'll drink and it'll work like normal. And then sometimes you'll have like one or two of them, and then like 9 hours of your life is gone.
I've heard a similar thing with sakes. Like you can drink a couple sakes and be okay, or then you'll drink a couple sakes, get off the stool, and just be ready to fucking pass out. Like the second you start moving.
I don't know. But I can tell you about one time when I was in Korea. I came back from my mid-tour. I was DJing all over the country. And then I went back to Korea and, like, partied my fucking ass off. I ended up in this bar, and we hit the soju, blackout. I wake up the next day. Underneath my bed, everything in my room it was like knocked over. The front door to my place was wide open, and my dude worked in the support section in my unit. Like walks past my door and like comes in, and he's like laughing his fucking ass off. And I was like, dude, what the fuck happened last night? And he's just laughing hysterically. He was like, oh, dude, you were like fucking in the back of this bar, like dancing on top of a table. And then at some point you had some chick sucking your dick under the table. And I'm just like, no, I did not. And I had like just gotten back together with my girlfriend.
Oh, no.
Like a week prior to that. And I was like, no, I didn't do that. And he was like, yeah, you did. And so like I checked my bank account and like $700 is missing.
Holy
and I'm like,
shit.
I had no fucking account of like how I got from place to place.
That's why the military is dangerous, because you got all this
Yeah,
cash.
I had so much
and
fucking
if you're
money.
stationed, like, it's all
Yeah.
tax-free, right?
Yeah, because it was still technically a war zone at the time.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you're deployed at all, I'm pretty sure any deployment, like, so...
That's a deployment, but not when you're stationed overseas. But
Okay.
it was still like under Kim Jong-il when he was there.
Oh.
And so, like, it's really funny because when I came back to the States from South Korea, 3 days later, Kim Jong-il died. And I was like, wow, I'm so glad I'm not there working that shift, because that would have been like an 18-hour shift. Like, everybody was like, this shit's going to hit the fan now.
Everybody would be terrified,
Oh, dude,
yeah.
it was bananas.
So were you on the DMZ the entire time, or...?
I was a couple
just
hours
primarily
away.
in Seoul?
I was a couple hours away. I used to, on the weekends, DJ in Seoul. So on Fridays, when I would get off work, I would pack all my shit up, take a taxi to the subway, or to the like KTX, which is like the Korean version of the bullet train, and take like a 1-hour train ride, then transfer over to their subway and like be on the subway for like 15 minutes, and then go DJ with a bunch of like British dudes I had met just randomly. Talk about wild party times.
I bet that was insane.
Yeah.
British DJs in
British
Korea?
DJs in
Fuck,
Korea.
dude.
There was like this German girl who was like a punk rock like print model over there that I was trying to fucking tag down the whole time. Didn't work.
I bet if
sorry,
you asked
buddy.
her to pee on you, she'd have been down.
She probably would have been down to
probably
just
would've
straight
been
up
down.
brick on my fucking chest.
I mean, dude, we've been to sex stores. They make special thrones for that.
They
You can-
for
they're
the
like a
plate job.
rocker.
For a plate job.
Yep. They're interesting.
I'm not into like
they got
watching
handles on
buttholes
'em?
get fucking opened. Though.
Neither am I. No. Like, I might be into the pee thing, but poop's a whole different story.
You're
Poop
not-
is like the bane of my existence. I have Crohn's disease, so I shit more than anybody I know.
Oh, you poor
I don't
man.
want to be around poop any more than I already am.
Hey, I'm right here with you. I have had 5 feet of my small intestine removed.
Oh no shit.
So like I shit through screen doors constantly.
Oh wow.
So I feel your pain, bro.
Should stop shitting through screen doors.
Dude,
that seems
it's
like
a
an
figure of
that
speech,
seems like
goddammit.
an inefficient way to take a shit, Bill. Like, I don't know who taught you to take a shit.
runny, Matthew.
That's not the way to do
means-
it.
It's loose.
It's a loose stool.
You should sit on a toilet if you're gonna poop.
I call it more just like
hate you.
straight up doo doo water.
Doo-doo water. Yeah. I sometimes refer to it as peeing out of my butt. that's what I like.
But then
to call it.
we're talking about feel like you shouldn't desecrate the name of piss.
I mean, to me, it's all dirty stuff. So it's all yucky. I'm not into playing with any of it.
Matt's a good Christian boy. Actually, he's not Christian, but
I'm not good, nor am I Christian. Neither of those things, Bill.
he's wholesome.
Not wholesome.
He's look at.
I look wholesome.
Look at
I
how
look
wholesome.
wholesome, but there's a monster.
I know.
There's a monster inside. Not too far deep, too.
Oh.
Like I don't keep the monster pretty hidden anymore. Like the monster is
he's
pretty
out.
much just
He's
who
out.
I am.
There's a reason you're not getting these callbacks on jobs.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. I am way too fucking honest in these job interviews. I realized that today. I was like, there's a reason I'm not getting any of these jobs. It's because I tell them the absolute truth every time I come in
That's
there.
where
And it's
you're going
all
wrong.
based on the fact that I hate them. And I hate the fact that I have to be there. And I hate the fact that I have to do that job. But
You just wish you could be me. I
it's
get
just,
it.
it's just a little
I
while
get
longer.
it. He wishes he could be me.
What do you do?
I put together IKEA furniture.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's
I thought
easy.
you just quit your job. You were saying something about quitting your job.
Well, I mean, that's that's part of that joke.
Oh yeah.
It was October, I think, beginning of October. I left my day job and just started doing like TaskRabbit shit. I do a bunch of stuff on there, and it affords my bills. Like, I'm not getting rich off of it. I don't have much extra liquid cash, but I pay my bills.
Dude, as long as your bills are paid and you have enough to fucking like drink in order to keep going back to work, I think
yeah,
you're doing all right.
That's where kind
We
of
have
where my
a
life's
dope
at.
house here, so
I know. I mean, I'm real lucky. We're real lucky here. Like my landlord's a good dude, and he's a good friend. So that works out really well.
Yeah, my place is a fucking shithole.
Really?
Yeah, it sucks.
How much you pay for it?
Like $650. So
I can't wait to tell my roommate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna rub it in his face. Be like, hey, I met a dude who's got a shithole for $650. You could go live there if you want a bitch.
actually, I'm grandfathered in at the old rate because I took over Richie's old apartment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I live where Richie used to live.
We got to give a shout out to Richie.
Shout
and,
out to
and
Richie.
Thirdspace, and that entire crew over there.
Shout out to Thirdspace and the 3SK. Before I go any further, all the shit that I'm saying tonight does not necessarily
No,
reflect
this
the
does not
opinions
reflect on the bar
or the
Carlos is just a
establishment.
monster.
I'm just one of the many degenerates that work there.
But honestly, you're all like good-hearted degenerates. Like,
Yeah, we're
everybody
fun.
that works there is super like passionate about the bar and about like the amount of work that goes into the food that Thirdspace makes is staggering. They don't have a fucking fryer because they don't have an exhaust hood. So everything they do is an oven, which that's impressive.
You're so obsessed with this fryer thing.
Fuck off. That's
I've
a
heard
lot.
I've heard you talk about the fryer
That's
at
a
Third
lot.
Space.
That's a lot. They
Bill-
have great tater
Bill-
tots without a fryer.
Bill-
How do you do that?
I've heard you talk about it 5 times in the last 2 months. Okay, that is way too many times for
I
not
can't
Too
believe
many
these aren't
times.
fried.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
The food is delicious.
Food's great.
The drinks are delicious. You're wonderful people.
We love
It's
it.
a great place to do comedy. We were talking about comedy and how much comedy you've seen there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like so much.
I've been working. So for those of you at home, or maybe in the Phoenix area listening, and you're just like, "Yo, I don't have any shit to do on a Thursday night. What do I do?" Come down to Thirdspace. You can see one of these two fine folks probably
Eating shit
performing
or doing great.
or like getting drunk and harassing us.
I'll do that. I do that a lot.
But 7:30 to 9:30 on Thursday nights. It's happy hour all night long.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Honestly, the happy hour deal is my favorite thing, and
Yeah.
I get really hammered on expensive beer.
Yeah, you can get like real high quality shit on the cheap
Dude, it's $4 for
for a draft.
Yeah.
It's like craft beer.
Or you
Yeah.
can drink 250 PBRs like I do.
They're
Could do
actually
that.
$3.50. Although if you want to get the $2.50 joint, we have Genesee now.
Genesee.
Genesee.
Not Hennessy.
No,
for
it's
people-
Genesee.
Genesee, which is a crappy upstate New York beer.
I've
I
never
fucking
seen it
love
before. I never seen it before.
Rob Mavey was telling me about it the other day. He was so fucking excited.
There's a few people that were very excited to see Genesee.
Do you know-
my brother works there. That's my Rob Mavey impression. My brother works in
Look at my fat twos.
upstate New York.
Look at my fat
Look at my fat
twos.
twos.
How many
My dad taught me how to make meth.
Who's your least favorite person to watch because they just always do the same exact thing?
And this is not a slight against my man because he's dope as a person. He's kind of a weirdo, but like real talk, fucking Mazio.
Oh man, yeah.
Every time he goes up there, like it's one of those things where it's kind of like a love-hate thing because I love it because it's awkward and I know he's gonna shit the bed up there.
It's
Yeah.
real weird.
And I hate it because that man can clear out a room, which affects my bottom line.
No, he will send everybody running for the hills. If he's at the beginning of a lineup, you're just like, God damn it, no.
But like if you like can tolerate weirdness,
He's a very weird dude.
So weird.
like, you know, I'd say like I come from the punk world, so like a lot of us are just like cool.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of strange birds in that mix.
Oh, I'm sure.
So like if you can tolerate somebody being a little offbeat and you can talk to him for more than 10 minutes, you'll realize that he's like a sweet dude.
He is a very.
And he's actually a lot more normal than I think he wants to believe he is.
Yeah.
But
No, I think he
Fuck.
just doesn't portray himself as normal as he is. But he is very crazy.
with the like shitty haircuts and like the carrying the drumsticks everywhere and
Yeah.
the gloves.
very crazy.
He's a quirky dude.
You ever seen? So Mazio has a scar on his wrist right here, And
I've never noticed.
he got like pinched for something. I don't know what he got pinched for, but the story is that he was in court and he was trying to get off of this charge, whatever it was. So there was like a spiral notebook next to him. He took the wire out of a spiral notebook and he fucking opened his wrist up in court.
Okay, so
That's probably the most punk rock thing I've ever heard.
but who told you this story?
This is a story from Mazzio.
Okay.
But also corroborated by
The Scar.
No, well, the Scar and Steve Maxwell.
Steve Maxwell was there.
He wasn't at the court, but he corroborated like that's what he did.
I'm more willing to believe if Steve Maxwell has said that it's true. I'm more willing to believe it.
Yeah.
But I also don't believe anything that anyone says ever. So
I mean,
that's
yeah.
just,
a lot of shit can be hearsay. A lot of, yeah.
Also, Tampon Man. Who the fuck is that guy? I remember
Dude.
I
is he
saw
back
him
around?
Yep.
Yeah, he performed
He was-
last week on Aaron's
Oh, did he?
birthday.
Okay.
He
And I
went nuts.
I remember seeing him.
Is he still doing the
Probab-
die?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I remember seeing him a couple years ago and thinking like, what the fuck am I watching here? Because like outside he was just out having a regular conversation and like he just like straight up. So I'm originally from New York, but like he looked like a straight up just like regular like on the block New York ass black dude. He had
Yeah.
the Yankees fitted, a
Yep.
polo shirt, some shorts. He wasn't wearing Timbos or ACGs, but something along that whole thing that
Right.
says like
They
I'm
were,
like
they were Brahmas because I mean, let's face it, it's Tampon Man. He didn't get the cash.
yeah. But like he just like I could have seen him like chilling on my block
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
Probably smoking a blunt, whatever. Probably that's maybe problematic for me to say. I don't give a shit. I'm just telling
not
you,
the
like,
most racist thing
The
that's ever
New
been
York
said.
I lived in
Look at
Right.
that. Matt's,
is
Matt's
far,
the most
far,
racist thing.
far different than the New York that people live in now.
Right.
Yeah.
So
When Harlem was
originally,
actually a scary place to go to.
well, I'm not from Harlem. I'm originally from Crown Heights, Brooklyn, and I lived in a building that was primarily Puerto Rican, Dominican, and Jamaican, and it happened to be across the street from like a Hasidic Jew neighborhood. So like Saturdays, it was all crazy loud on my side of the street, and like nothing on the other side of the
Yeah.
street.
Yeah.
And
They didn't have
I
lights
didn't
on. They
understand
didn't have
it.
lights on or anything.
And that probably laid the groundwork for like my low key obsession with Jewish girls.
Oh.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't think that there is a more beautiful ethnicity than Jewish women.
My daughter is half Jewish.
See? I mean, look at
She's
them.
a Jew-Rican.
That sounds
Porta
like
Jewin?
A Puerto Jewin.
Jew-Rican
Yeah.
sounds like Bud Light's next like
The Jew-Arita. It's like a Manischewitz. It's like Manischewitz and Bud Light. L'chaim.
That's fucking hilarious. L'chaim dog.
L'chaim, coño. Puñeta. We're gonna have a lit Passover Seder this year. I'm just telling you.
It's gonna be lit as
Estamos
fuck.
lindo, puñeta.
Lit as fuck. So kind of going back to pee.
Going
So-
back to pee?
Back to P.
No,
How did we get back to P?
because we still haven't talked about like my favorite.
My misadventures in dating
Yes.
since I've been divorced.
Yes. So one night he comes up. He I don't even remember how we started talking about it. Just
Because it was probably the day
it was
before.
literally it was the day. I think it was the day before, maybe 2 days before that this.
No, because
because
2 days before Thursday is Tuesday night, and that's when I'm at home chilling with my kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you night before you
It had to have been the night before.
you meet it. How did you meet this person?
So I met this chick when I was working at Cobra a couple years ago, and
Never a good place to meet anybody.
Really?
Cobra?
I've never been in.
Cobra has the cops at it more often than not.
Oh, okay.
the cops were there last night. Actually,
Doesn't surprise me.
yeah. because that's generally like after Thursday, or actually after Sunday and after Thursday. I generally stop there for at least one drink before I go, just to see if there's anything kind of like hanging around that might
Any
'cause-
easy kills
yeah,
around the
it's
pinball
like,
machines.
that one. But so
So what you're
last,
saying is that Cobra's a great place to meet goth girls, which is
well, you
your
can meet
new-
any kind of girls there. Like lately, I've been kind of like pulling like Avondale, Maryvale, sort of like low key chola hipster chicks out of there.
Okay.
fun.
But
You got top button done?
huh?
You got the top button going?
No, like they were like hipsters that grew up in a like cholo part of town. So they got the hood.
They're Alice.
They still got the hood on them,
Yeah.
but they're trying to look like they,
Yep.
are
Like
downtown
they're
people.
too cool for school.
Yeah. Like, like when the homies see him on the block, they're like, "Hey, so what? You like a rocker, huh?" Like that kind of shit.
Okay.
Right.
That's like been my new like steez as of late.
How thick are the eyebrows?
Tasteful.
Tastefully thick.
Tasteful.
Got it.
But like the thing is that like with cholas, it could go like either way. Like they could be like super, super, super pencils thin, and like it
makes
doesn't
me-
matter how
it makes
cute
me
they are,
scared.
but like they'll straight up stab you in broad daylight.
Makes me scared. Like I don't trust anybody without eyebrows. Like if you got no eyebrows going on,
What if they have alopecia?
then I'll let alopecia slide.
And then if they're
if you
like,
have a doctor's note, I'll let it slide.
I mean, you can tell someone has alopecia. They just they clearly have no hair anywhere.
All right.
It's pretty obvious.
It's not.
but 9
alopecia's
times
not
out of 10,
everywhere.
they're not going to be at a trendy video game bar trying to get dick down at the end of the night.
Listen,
That's real.
I'm talking about the alopecia dudes.
Alo-
They're always trying to
alopecia,
get.
alopecia dudes, yeah, they're out there.
yeah.
They're always.
They're
trying
always
to
trying to
get
get dick down.
Or like slinging dick or whatever. Either way.
I mean,
Both
the only
ways.
dude I know with alopecia is Brian Kearley. He's always trying to get dick
He
down.
doesn't have alopecia.
He does.
that?
He does.
He does
If
not.
you look at his body hair, he has alopecia.
He doesn't have alopecia. He's covered in hair.
No, he's not. He has patches, and they're funny.
That's not alopecia.
No, they're like look if next time you see Brian's back, Brian.
How have you seen so much of this man's body?
He lives with me.
He's
Oh,
naked.
okay,
He's
yeah,
naked
yeah.
all the
He's,
time.
he lives
Okay,
with me.
yeah.
And he takes naked pictures on the internet.
That's tight.
Next time you see Brian's back, like, okay, pull up a picture. There's like a
Yo,
couple.
you got
like, just
documentation?
completely bald spots that don't grow hair. He really does, and his arms have a couple bald spots on them too that are just like weirdly hairless. When the rest of his arm is, it's as thick as my face, like his body hair. It's insane. He's got so fucking much of it. He's also got like 7 minutes of material on it.
Have I
So-
seen this guy perform?
Brian Kearley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
He's
sure
at Third
you've
Space
seen
all
it,
the
yeah.
time. He's headlined Third Space. Like, yeah. You've definitely seen Brian.
All right. I just
just
need to
doesn't-
put a name to the face.
He doesn't drink. So that's probably why you don't know him.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, we have a relationship because I constantly order beers from you.
How do you trust him?
Kearley?
Yeah.
He drinks a little bit. He
Okay.
just doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't trust people who don't drink.
I don't trust people who are at a certain age that don't drink that don't have a previous drinking problem.
He had a previous drinking problem, so that's why he
Okay.
doesn't
Yeah.
drink.
Okay. Fair enough.
And so I can forgive that because I'm just not strong
Yeah.
enough to stop.
Yeah.
He
Some
also
people call that alcoholism.
yeah.
Just
He
FYI.
also he also smokes a massive amount of weed, and I can trust anybody who smokes a lot of pot.
You can't rely on them though.
No.
You can trust them.
You
just can't
trust
rely
him.
on 'em.
You just can't expect them to be there every time because they're hard.
I'm late to fucking everything.
I'm not late to everything, and I'm a big pothead. I am very
just-
punctual.
I'm on Puerto Rican time.
Very
And then especially after like getting out of the military, I'm literally never doing anything on anybody else's time.
That
ever
makes
again.
sense.
I get that.
Yeah.
You take
Like,
your life back.
No shit. I'm at least 5 to 10 minutes late to every shift that I've ever worked at Third Space. Dead ass. Richie just knows this. And I'm trying to do better.
Yeah.
What if he scheduled? So like, say your shift started what if he started like, your normal shift would have started at 7, and then if he scheduled to 7:05, would you still show up at 7:10?
Yeah, I would. Well, it also has to do with the fact that I live like right fucking there.
Right.
So like, it's like 7. I'm scheduled to be there at 7:05.
Yeah,
I'll look at my clock and be like, I got like 3 minutes.
I feel you.
And then like the light will take too long, or there's nowhere to fucking park, and then I'm like 10 minutes late.
That's a big issue. Nowhere to park. Okay, so you meet this woman. This.
Oh, we're back on that.
Yeah.
What are we
Okay.
doing now?
We're talking about.
The chick he meets at Cobra. We
Oh,
went down
okay.
that
Oh,
whole
yeah.
fucking rabbit
Yeah,
hole
let's
from the
go-
Cobra.
let's-
thing.
Okay, so Cobra, blah blah blah. Like meet her. She had a dude. Yada yada yada. Lost touch. She started following me on Instagram. Low key, casual in the DMs. Nothing really fucking spicy in there. But she's like super cute. And so I'm like, all right, now I'm gonna shoot my shot. Blah blah blah. So I'm like, yo, let's go get drinks. Let's do this, that, and the other. And like, I guess like she had a kid like 6 months ago. So like we go out on a date, and like it was one of the few nights where I cut out at Thirdspace early on a Thursday. So we go out, and then like some shit hits the fan between like the cook and Shelby. So I gotta go fucking be like the mediator in this and tell him to fucking like, yo, she's running the shift right now, so like listen to her, and like
That probably didn't sit good with the cook.
yeah.
She's like what, 22 years old?
23.
Yeah. And the cook's like probably,
He's 40.
yeah.
Yeah.
He makes his own
And he's a
cigarettes.
Navy vet.
Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't like many people.
Yeah.
yeah, that'll stay.
So like I'm having a drink with this girl. We're having a good time. We're getting to know each other. Blah blah blah. So we're in Arcadia because she lives sort of in that area. And so we got to jet back downtown. We have like a drink and a shot there after I put the fire out, and then we go up to Bikini, have another drink and a shot, and then go to like Cobra and have another drink and a shot. And then like it's like getting to last call.
What's wrong with you? Drinking a shot. What are you shooting?
I mean, if I must be perfectly honest with you, I'm disgusting. I drink just about anything, but like if I'm gonna drink something like as a shot with a beer, like just to keep a casual buzz going and not really like get fucked up,
Casual buzz.
Casual was. I like
I drink Jaeger. It's
Ooh.
35 proof,
Man.
and it
Jaeger's
like
actually not that strong.
yeah, it's 35 proof, and it also
It's
sends
gross,
out a message that like I'm hard. I can drink that shit without making a
I
face.
can't drink Jaeger. I
Yeah.
used to drink Jaeger like that. Like
Yeah.
back in my heyday, I drank Jaeger every fucking night I drank because we had a giant Jaeger banner at our house. But
Okay, so because you had a
Yes.
giant Jaeger banner at your house, you drank Jaeger every
Exactly.
fucking day? You're an asshole.
yeah, I know.
I just-
So how many frat boys did you get paddled by on a regular basis?
I stopped.
How many frat boys did you fuck in the ass?
7.
7.
Nah, he didn't fuck him in the ass. He was just handing out handies.
Yeah,
Because it's not gay if Slayer's playing in the background.
It wasn't. They weren't.
It's a bro
handies.
job
They
at
were
that point.
footies. They were footies. It was
Well, then, yeah,
primarily.
that still
it was the
qualifies.
soccer frat.
Still qualifies as a bro job.
So you've had 6 shots of Jaeger and 6 beers at this point. at
No,
different-
I've had 4 at this point.
4. Okay, 4 and 4.
And mind you, I'm on first date status. So like when we were up in Arcadia, I was like milking my first drink.
Gotcha.
And how
because,
is
like-
she drinking?
She's drinking like medium, like
Okay.
regular, like she's hanging out with her friends,
Okay.
which is cool.
Cool.
I'm not like I'm not plying this girl with drinks or whatever.
No.
I'm letting her drink at her own
Right.
Yeah.
pace. I'm just making sure that I'm
Chill.
chill
Right.
because like getting shit faced on a first date is bad form.
Oh,
And
yeah.
2, you want to drink.
Carlos is a classic guy.
You want to drink just enough to where like you don't nut fast.
He's not.
There has never been a truer statement spoken.
He's not a good guy. He
You don't
just
wanna
doesn't
get-
want to nut too quick.
He's smart.
He's
That's,
smart, yes.
That's a fucking
I'm not new to
tactical
this.
move.
Yeah.
I'm
That
not
is a
new to
tactical
this.
move. My move is having a little bit of tramadol on staff. You just keep a couple tramadols every once
What's
in a while.
that?
That's called
Tramadol is a
It's called a drug addiction. It's
No.
called a drug addiction
No,
on top of
tramadol is a
alcoholism.
non-narcotic painkiller that, I mean, you can get hard, but you can slam your dick in a car door and not feel a goddamn thing.
That sounds horrible.
No, it's great.
No,
it's
it
great if
sounds
you're trying to
awful.
fuck for like 2 hours.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no, you can just fucking Bill. Jesus Christ.
What?
Never mind.
Leave me alone. Leave me
So
alone.
you don't want to nut too fast, but you also don't want to be so drunk that it takes all fucking night.
'Kay.
There's a sweet spot.
Yeah,
Most
I-
girls are only expecting about 15 minutes, 20. You want to give them about 30, 45. That's the golden zone.
I mean,
because
if
they
it's,
don't like
if it's
check
a
out.
first encounter, then yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. If it's like my 5th or 6th, then
Nah,
I mean,
you're
sorry,
going for
you're-
20.
No, you're getting 7.
Yeah. 7.
You're getting a loose 7. You're getting a sloppy,
sloppy
7.
You're getting a soft
minutes.
7.
Sloppy 7 minutes. When I come, I fart. Like,
That I'm gonna immediately start snoring afterwards.
no, I'm just gonna
Welcome
go.
to
I'm gonna go to
number
the.
5.
I'm gonna go to the kitchen.
Okay,
and
so
make something.
you
to
have Crohn's, right? Have you ever like busted a nut, like when you're like fucking a chick? Have you ever like busted a nut and then immediately run to the bathroom to go shit yourself?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
That sucks.
And having a and
And barely make
having,
it, too.
having to shit with a boner, like a freshly used one that's not going away.
Yeah,
Like that's just a chore.
it's a lot.
That's
It
a
sucks.
fucking chore, especially if you don't have
You
a
always end up
elongated
getting
toilet
jizz on your
bowl. Then
leg.
you're like trying to hover. It's awful.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So like she's drinking regular. I'm drinking casual because I'm not trying to fucking make an ass out of myself. Anyways, we're at Cobra. Last call happens. I was like, did you want me to give you a ride home or are you going to call a ride because it's last call? And she was like, you know, we'd already made out a couple times at this point. She's like, oh, you can give me a ride home. So at that point, I got the signal. I go inside. I close out. We dip. She passes out in the car on the way to her apartment. And granted, this is the first date that I'm telling you about. This one was a fucking nightmare because she ended up like not being able to tell me where she lived.
Oh fuck.
So like she looped me around for like an hour, like over by like the Fry's on 20th Street in Camelback.
Yeah.
Like she looped me from there
What?
to like 16th Street in Thomas.
if you don't know this area, like anything around Camelback from like maybe 7th Ave to fucking like 40th Street
It's like nothing but whites.
is all shit. It's one of the hardest areas to drive downtown. Like probably the busiest intersection downtown is Camelback and 24th.
Yeah.
Like
over
that's
by
like-
the Biltmore, yeah.
Yeah, it's like one of the busiest intersections in Arizona.
Either way,
Sucks.
to put it in perspective, she was looping me around on like at least a 3 to 4 mile radius. She couldn't remember where she lived. She was so fucking drunk. And like and she was just like saying like, yo, just let me out. I'll walk home. And like I said before, this girl's very attractive and
Yeah.
she's very small.
Yeah.
This is
You're like, I'm not
At
doing
3 in
that.
the morning-
That's not responsible.
at 3 a.m, like anybody, like I'm not that big of a dude. I could pick her up with one arm.
Yeah.
You know, like, so like I'm not gonna just, even though I'm frustrated and angry at this point, I'm not gonna just leave her out on the corner for some
He's a
drunk
nice boy. He's a
At this
nice
point,
boy.
like I don't care if I'm fucking.
No, you're being a
Yeah.
good guy.
I'm just like I don't. It's like yo,
You just don't want to be responsible
Yeah.
for her murder and rape.
Yeah. Like I'm just like, yo, if you really don't want me to see where you live, I could just drop you off at the gate to your apartment complex.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. Like I said, at this point, I had put sex out of the mind.
Yeah.
At this point, I just wanted to get her home and go the fuck to sleep.
Yep.
I was tired and my booze was wearing off. And
Remember, he was drinking casually, so he's fine to drive.
yes, fine to drive. After several shots and drinks.
All right.
I don't condone this. Once again, this does not reflect the opinions of my.
Third Space Bar and Grill does not associate itself with
Yeah.
the projections
Drink
of this
responsibly.
podcast. So
Don't just chase pussy around all night.
you got her. You eventually get her home.
Yeah, I eventually get her home, and so, long story short, she ends up inviting me upstairs. She can't find her fucking keys. This was back in December, like at the beginning of December, so it's freezing.
Oh fuck!
It
It
was-
was really cold.
It was in the morning, and she can't find her keys to get into her apartment. And I'm just like, okay, I'm fucking over this. And so like she just jumps on me. We're like making out, and then like she stops kissing me to walk away for like 10 feet, and then she gets on the phone and calls somebody, and I hear her like talking to somebody inside the house. So I'm like, did this girl just drag me to her boyfriend's house thinking that he's not there? And so like at this point I'm just like, you're home, like,
Bye.
Is everything good? And she was like, yeah, everything's good. And so she walks me down the stairs, kisses me again. I hear the door open and shut and somebody walk away, and then like she goes back upstairs and looks over the balcony and is like, yo, you gonna come up? And at that point, I was completely, thoroughly over it. Like, I was so mad. I was so fucking, like, cold and tired. But, like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, all right, I guess it's back on now. Like,
It's because you're a boy.
yeah.
Like,
and so, like,
any dude in the world
so-
would have that same.
yeah. I'm like, I guess it's back on now.
Gay,
Like,
straight, indifferent. Like,
Yeah,
you're still
like-
you're going up.
whoever was in the house clearly is not
A threat.
pissed off that I'm about to, like,
No.
get in there and do work. And, like,
Get in there and get pissy.
get pissy. No, but like, so she goes up and she's like, "Oh, my brother was staying over, yada yada." I don't necessarily believe her, but I don't care.
Right.
And he's gonna go, and so he's gone. We're in there, and like,
Where does this man go at 3 a.m.?
Yeah, no shit.
it's
Climb
4
up.
at this point.
4.
Some people get up for work that early. I doubt it.
Some do.
Anyway,
Doesn't sound like her brother's doing that, though.
yeah. So like, whatever. I'm in there. Then all she wants to do is like show me all of her records.
No, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
No.
She's like, pick something out. And I'm like, I'm going to sleep. And so, like, I was like, let's just put a movie on, you know. And then as soon as we get in bed, I just, like, roll over and knock out. I was, like, fucking over it.
Good for you.
I was, like,
Good
over
for
it.
you.
I
That's
took,
a power move.
yeah, I, like, rolled over and knocked out. Because how many girls have done that?
A lot.
Yeah.
That's a power move.
That's a
It's
power play.
move. And
So
good on you.
I get like 4 hours of sleep, and I wake up the next day, and she's all like, "Hey, I just had a kid, blah blah. I don't normally drink that much. I'm so sorry. Please don't hate me." At this point, like my daughter's birthday is coming up, so I was like, "Whatever. I got a lot of shit going on. I'll hit you up after the holidays."
Yeah.
So holidays come around, they go. She's in the DMs again, hounding me about when we're gonna hang out and how she wants to see me again and blah blah blah. At this point, I pick her up. She's already fucking drunk. Like
cheated or like
she
just,
was already fucking drunk.
like drunk.
Like drunk.
All right.
Fucking drunk.
Like drunk.
Drunk. DROONK drunk.
I got
That's Australian drunk.
yeah.
You know it's fucked up.
Australian for drunk. But like, so she's like 3 sheets. It's Wednesday night. She was at the goth night up on 7th Avenue. You know where Stacy's is?
No, I don't.
It's like a gay bar, but every Wednesday they do a goth night there, and it's fucking horrible. I hate it.
Sounds like a fun place.
It's really not. It's fucking boring. And everybody's like, why don't you go? They do 2-for-1s. And I was like, I can go to any gay bar and get 2-for-1s. That place sucks.
I mean, I could go to any gay bar and not pay for a drink. I don't know about you, but they love me.
They love me too. But anyway, so like she asked me to meet her there, and so I get there and she's like already shit faced, hammered, drunk, and then she starts doing this thing where she starts saying, "Why are you so cute?" But that's like literally the only thing she's saying, over and over and over.
I've had
and
one of
over.
those, and it makes me want to die. How shitty? How like pissed were you after that? Like, because personally, I hate being told that I'm cute.
Because you're little.
No, because it makes me feel like a Care Bear, and who wants to fuck a Care Bear?
Oh.
I don't know.
I wanna
I don't
fuck a
mind.
Care Bear.
I don't mind it when a cute girl tells me I'm cute.
I don't like being
I
told.
like
I just
fucking
don't
Care
like.
Bears,
I
so-
don't like repeating myself,
Yeah.
and I don't like when people repeat themselves.
Yeah, that bugs me.
Like
That bugs the fuck out of
I've
me.
answered the question.
Oh, I know.
No,
I know.
I know
10
you do.
times
I
at
do
this
it on
point.
purpose.
I know you do.
I've answered the question. I was like, and then at one point I was like, "Yo, shorty, like, how many times are you gonna ask me the same question different ways?"
Yeah.
Like I'm low key getting irked at this point, and but you know, I'm thirsty because I'm a divorced man.
Yeah.
And I live alone,
Yeah,
and the only
you got a
like
kid. You need to get your
Yeah.
dick wet, okay?
yeah. So I'm just like whatever, like You know, I'm
Just dealt with it.
I have
get
like
it.
I have like a little bit of a rotation
I was
going,
the
but I
make-
was trying to add like
I was the maker of cutes to a woman. She would call me the maker of cutes. So I feel you. It made me feel real dirty when she said that. I don't know
how
why.
many Michael Cera movies did she
I
own?
don't know, but must have been every one of them. All Michael Cera. So yeah, I feel your pain
Yeah.
on that. It's gross.
But she kept telling me that whatever, like we're having a decent time. I managed to get her away from the goth bar, and I don't remember exactly where we went, but it was like a place that I don't normally kick it at very frequently. And I guess she left her debit card at the bar that we just left, and there's no fucking way I was going back there.
no.
And so I was like, yeah, I got it. Don't worry about it. Because I'm a gentleman. And so, like, we're drinking, and then she's like, yo, take me home, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, we're driving back. And, like, granted, this is like a maybe 6 mile drive.
Okay.
We are not far from where she lives.
No, you know where you're going. You have a destination.
We're not far. It's maybe 10 minutes. During that 10 minutes, she passes out extra, like, ugly hard.
Jesus.
Like she had like one
Again?
of she had like one of those big goth girl hats
Okay.
and like
what is a big goth girl hat?
the like witchy looking hats, you
Oh,
know?
okay. With
The-
like veils and shit coming off?
No, there wasn't
Okay,
any of that
okay.
nonsense. But
Alright,
it was like a
alright.
big hat. She had a leather jacket, like a shirt with like a Baphomet logo on it,
Okay.
which is like right up my alley.
Right.
But like, you know, like knee-high socks, super cute. I'll show you a picture of this girl like later. But yeah, so like she's like her hat is all like all over the place, and she's like passed out like in the passenger seat of my truck with her legs like all like just everything's out.
Yeah.
Basically, you know?
She's
And-
airing it out.
Right.
And I was like in my phone or something while I was driving around, and I just happened to look over and like see this, and I was like, oh shit, round 2. And so we finally get to where she lives, and I'm like over it. I'm done. I'm like at this point, I'm not even like I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, you're a mess.
And
You're a
so
mess
like
of a
I
human
get her
being.
to her
Like,
place.
how are you an adult?
Yeah, I get her to her place, and like I shake her really hard to wake her up, and she's like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" And I was like, "You're home," and she's like, "Oh, okay. Do you want to come in?" I was like, "No, I don't." And so she gets out of the truck, and I was like, I'm not feeling good. I'm tired. You should probably get some rest." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And so she gets out of the car, and then like does the like kissy face thing, you know. And so I'm like, fuck it, I'll give her one. And so I reach over the center console of my car to like hold my weight so I don't have to get out of the car
Yeah.
to kiss this girl. And so she leans in to kiss me, and then like I put my hand on the seat, and I just feel like this puddle of wet
Oh, God.
completely go over my hand.
It was squishy.
You know that feeling when you're like when you're a kid
It's a
and you're like
puppy.
walking to the kitchen in the middle of the night and you're wearing socks and you step on a puddle?
Yeah.
That feeling of
Fuck.
gross that washes over you.
Yep.
Yes.
Bill, you have Crohn's, so you know the feeling of like rushing into a bathroom to go shit and making it, but you sit down and there's piss on the seat. That gross feeling that washes over you.
Yep.
Knowing that some stranger's
That's cold
urine
pee.
is
That's
touching
cold pee.
your skin.
Cold pee's worse than hot pee.
Oh, it's so gross.
Yeah.
It is so gross.
So you.
So
put your
my hand
a
is in this
puddle of
girl's
piss.
piss, and I just like pull back and sit up straight. And she's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Call me tomorrow." And she's like, "What?" And I like reached over to close the door, and I was like, "For real, call me tomorrow," and shut the door real hard and sped off. And like, luckily, I had my daughter's diaper bag in the back of the car, so
Just take a couple
I pulled
diapers?
out the hand sanitizer and like got it popping like instantly, like at the next red light. Like I was just like,
Did she call you?
she texted me the next day.
Did you tell her?
I did not.
She didn't bring it up?
She was like, "I'm so sorry I got so drunk last night. Like I had no business drinking shots the way I did before you got there." And I just like didn't reply. And then it's really funny because her brother's like loosely affiliated with the local hip hop scene out here.
Okay.
So they came in to First Friday the following like couple days after that shit happened. And she knows that I work there. And like completely was like avoiding eye contact with me.
Oh,
like
wow.
whenever I was up to the bar and I would go up to her, like she was clearly trying to order a drink, like she would find a reason to like fake a phone call and walk away. And
That's
then
hilarious.
I was having a smoke break, and at this point, like, for anybody who gets involved in this, unless you explicitly say don't talk about this shit, everybody I work with is gonna fucking hear about it. So they heard about this, and as soon as she walked in, they're like, "Yo, Carlos, your fucking girlfriend's here. You gonna go get the
piss
golden
bandit's
shower?
here."
You're gonna get some golden shower action later?" And I'm just like, blah blah blah. So like, I don't know if she heard it. I don't know how good her hearing is. Mine's terrible. But like, she was I was outside smoking a cigarette, and First Fridays are very crowded over there.
Yeah.
So she like was coming out of the back side of the building to walk towards the front side of the patio, and like I'm talking to my coworkers, we're all smoking, and there's like she had to literally squeeze through our conversation to get to the front. And like I like looked her in the eye and I was like, "Hey, what's up, Mama? How you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, hey, good to see you," and gave me like this weak ass hug and like ran off. Interesting postscript to that story. She is now like full on dating one of my best friends.
No shit.
Yeah, like
Does
he
he know
swooped
the
in right
piss-
after that.
Does he know the piss
He
story?
doesn't know the piss story, but he also doesn't own a car, so I think he's okay.
I really hope that he listens to this podcast.
Yeah, I hope he finds out the story.
And, bro, get in on some Goldens. Like, get on the Goldies. Get on the Goldies.
That's fantastic.
You got to hold on. I'll pull up the photo.
Perfect.
I'll let you. I'll let you.
We
Check.
need to put a name to a face right now.
Don't
because-
say the name.
No,
okay?
we won't. We will not say the name. We will not out this person like that. We are not here to do that.
Okay, just like peruse those
Those
Instagram
images.
posts.
Here, come hither, Matthew. Let's see. We're gonna go this way. Okay,
This is why I gave that girl 2 chances.
Oh, yeah.
God damn.
Yep. She gets another chance.
Yeah.
Great brows.
That's I'm very much a fan of everything that she's doing
Yeah.
at this moment. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
I see the hat that she was
Yeah.
wearing.
I like
Look
black
at,
hair.
That's
I like-
definitely the hat that she had on.
yeah.
That is
That's-
that is
that's
the
the
hat.
hat.
yeah.
That-
Very
That is
pretty.
the hat.
Very pretty.
Yeah. Wow.
That's really a boner killer when she pees in your truck. Let's talk about cleanup. Did you
Yeah,
go get
what'd
that
you do?
shampoo?
What'd you do to clean
What'd you
it?
do?
Did you get a
So-
ShamWow? Did you?
So as soon as I made it back to the house, I got the baking soda out of my fridge
Baking soda. Okay.
and I poured it over top and like mashed it in
This is
and
a
like
cloth seat, correct?
yes,
Okay.
and I mashed it in and then I went inside and dealt with it the next day when I
Yeah.
vacuumed it out. Now you cannot smell any pee in my car.
That's fantastic.
Wait
And
till
it's
the
crazy
summer.
because I
Wait
have
till the summer.
it's
Wait
been
till-
hot. It's been hot the last couple of days.
Actually, it has. Okay, I'll give you that.
So like, and it's weird because my
You never know.
my daughter is
115
potty
might
training.
Bring it back.
My daughter is potty training, and so far this year, more adult women have pissed on things that I own than my own kid.
So
Who at 2 years and some change has only kind of pissed on my floor twice.
So
awesome.
Kind
the
of.
reason this episode even happened is Carlos hit me up and he's like, "Hey, dude, I had heard this story already.
Yeah.
This first story I knew about her, and this is like this is how Carlos and I really bonded as friends.
I could tell you bonded over pee because that's immediately what we started talking
yeah,
about.
we
So,
bonded over
yeah.
pee. Forever, piss brothers we shall be.
Okay.
So he hit me up.
I don't know if you know how that sounds out loud.
I know.
sounds
I was
great.
about to
But
say,
just FYI.
like we could just dap each other up, like create some sort of weird
Yeah.
handshake and just go like drip, drip, drip.
So he hits me up the other day, and he's like, "Yo, somebody peed on something else. Like,
Oh Jesus Christ!
he said another woman pissed on something I own, and so I've had no other context than that.
Oh, you don't know.
I don't
You don't
know
know
the story
what this
at
other
all.
thing that's been peed on. Please tell us what else has been pissed on, Carlos.
This time it was my
Inquiring
bad.
minds want to know.
This time it was
this
my
is why I
bad.
You're
call him
bad,
Hot
okay.
Carl. This is why I call him Hot Carl Lopez.
Yeah. So this girl in particular, this shit happened just a few days ago. Saturday.
Oh, nice.
Saturday.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it
Yeah,
was.
it was
'cause
Saturday.
It was like Sunday. I got the message.
So it was this girl's birthday, and she came into Thirdspace with one of our friends who's friends with another one of our bartenders. She's also my friend. But I have like a little bit of history with this girl. I used to sleep with her, and I
A
guess
little bit of history. We've seen each other naked.
Yeah.
I may have belly dumped her
Well,
once.
and it's really crazy because like one of my really good friends dated her for a very long time, and
That's
like,
always awkward.
They were broken up for like a few years at this point, and like we randomly were at Rip. Well, I was at Rips one night because I used to live like right across the street from there.
Okay.
And so I like walked to Rips, and ran into her. I hadn't seen her in months. Like I forgot she even fucking existed.
It's
And
weird.
let's make no bones about this. Like this girl is kind of a shitty person, but she is super fucking hot.
Yeah.
Fake boobs, the whole shebang bang, like real blue eyes, like pretty lips, the whole shit. Like she's in great shape, real cute, real hot, short girl. Plus for me, I'm a little dude. Anyways, we ran into each other one night. I had just broken up with a girl that I was seeing like after my divorce had started.
Okay.
So I was on the rebound, and there's no bets. You know, you get me like
It's rules apply.
once the
It's
leash has
rules
been
apply.
cut. Once the leash has been cut, I'm like a dog that just got out the yard.
Yeah, it's rules apply. If this isn't gonna hurt me, and then I'm fine. I'm gonna
I
do
don't
it.
care if it hurts me. Straight up. So, anyways, I run into this girl. We got drunk. We ended up fucking over at my friend's house, and then like needed to be a thing for I don't know a couple months. And no, the sexual
fucking.
activity.
Yeah.
The sexual activity. Now, what I failed to mention before is that the girl that I just broke up with happened to be one of my neighbors that I'm still cool with to this day, actually. But
Okay.
she saw this girl leaving my apartment and just like flipped a bitch. And so this whole situation turned my life upside down for at least 2.5 months. Like literally, it was the messiest shit ever.
Ooh.
Like super bad.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
I had so many women mad at me. I was like, damn it, am I 23 again? But like, that was a different time in life.
No, I know what it's like to be 23.
yeah.
And I made a lot of bad decisions. So.
Yeah, 23 and like
We don't need
like
to
a
talk
super
about my porn
like
career.
popular DJ in San Antonio.
Yeah. I was doing amateur porn, so
nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just real messy.
Just do a lot of dumb shit when you're 23 years old.
Real messy.
Real messy.
We're gonna have to come back to that in a second. Anyways, so anyways, like I used to sleep with this girl, blah blah blah. Shit was like real bad. Like for a while, like we couldn't be in the same place without like fucking like being real mad at each other. But now we're cool. And so she's at Thirdspace on her birthday. She just somehow said that she's like getting divorced.
Okay.
Like so, like after I stopped fucking with her, like a couple, like maybe like a year and a half ago, like literally like 3 weeks after that, she got married to some guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is the level of crazy I'm dealing with here.
Wow.
Is this Rob Maybe's ex-wife? Like, did you marry? Were you fucking Aaron DeMarco?
No, I wasn't. Anyway,
That's good.
I don't know what that means, but maybe you can fill me in. Also,
The wedding was at
Dries.
Thirdspace.
I remember the wedding. Don't remember her face at all.
She's a stripper now, so you go find her face and
Where does she
everything
work?
else. I don't remember.
This
Probably
is
Alaska
this
Bush
this
Company or
has
something
something
like
to do like that whole stripper comment has something to do with the podcast that I've been trying to start. I will
What?
tell you all about it, but you have to promise me you'll edit it out.
Okay, I won't.
You just tell us
All right,
afterwards.
just tell us,
Because
yeah.
He's not going to edit.
Yeah,
I won't
okay.
edit
He
it.
doesn't edit.
I don't.
All right. So, anyways, dude, you shot my wheels off with the stripper thing.
So this ruined your
Oh,
life.
yeah.
This chick
She
is divorced
ruined my life.
now.
She's getting divorced, and like I've been on a hot streak this week.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie.
slaying it.
I'm
killing it
I was
down.
like I'm crushing it this week.
Flipping up, smacking
man.
it down.
After a few weeks of pulling out a lot of L's,
I need to
Yeah.
like take notes from Carlos.
You need to
I
go
feel
hang
like.
out with Carlos.
I need to go hang out
Just
more.
go hang out with Carlos.
Yeah.
Because what happens if you hang out with Carlos? You're gonna pick up
I need
some of the
knuckle
tidbits.
tattoos. I feel like
You're gonna
before
get-
I can hang out with Carlos.
You're gonna get a little bit of the
I
fall
don't,
off.
I don't have knuckle tattoos.
That's the thing. You hang out with a guy who's doing a lot of action, you get
Yeah.
a little side action.
I
It
mean,
just happens.
It does.
Yeah.
And girls like
definitely
funny
does.
dudes.
Yeah.
And
I'm not
beards.
very funny.
No, you're not very funny. That's the problem.
I think you're hilarious.
Thank you.
To
Thank
go
you.
back to
That's
this,
very
Beautiful
sweet of
boy.
you.
to go back to
Don't pump his ego.
Don't.
to
I
go
need
back
it.
to
I don't
comedians
need it.
I like that
Yeah.
come through Third Space.
Yeah.
You're one of them.
Oh.
And I really mean that.
It's very
sweet.
sweet.
You're
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm throwing away all the material. I hate it.
He's not going to be able to fit through the doorway over
No,
here.
I will be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I promise.
But yeah, so like, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm like, divorce, birthday, we're drinking.
Yeah.
I live like literally a block away from this place.
Yeah.
Got it in the bag.
Yeah.
And I was weighing out the pros and cons of it because I knew that like this girl is
Yeah.
straight up trouble.
Yeah,
Right.
she's not a good person. She's not going to do nice things. to you.
Plus, the guy, I ended up moving into Richie's little apartment, but the guy that she was still seeing when I first started sleeping with her,
Yeah.
she told me they had broken up. This is not true. Is my 2 doors over neighbor.
Oh fuck.
We do not like each other.
I bet not.
This is the guy who will walk past my fucking patio when I'm outside with my kid and like mad dog me.
Really?
But he's a bitch.
Yeah.
The
That-
only reason I haven't kicked his ass is because everybody in the apartment complex tells me he will call the cops.
Yeah.
He probably
So,
will.
I'm not trying to like lose
No,
time
just
with my
let,
child.
let him mad dog you.
Yeah, no.
You know, maybe show him a picture.
But
of the
apparently they
maybe
dated-
Show him a picture of her
They
tits or
dated
something.
for a while. They dated for like it's really funny because like we got to my house around bar close time and I specifically went out to go smoke a cigarette around 2:30, 2:40 because I knew that's when he would get home from walking like from being out at the bar.
Yeah.
And just to like see his face when he walked past the both of us outside of my apartment was like another slap in his fucking face because I'm petty.
I like that.
That's
I like
that's
that
why
about
we
you.
fuck with you.
But like doing that, I feel was bad karma for me. Cause like I have like my like one of my coworkers and then one of my old neighbors hanging out with me and this girl, and we're like drinking Modelo's and slamming shots of Jaeger, and at this point, like I feel like the time in the night has come to where like I'm like, all right, you guys got to go.
Bye,
like
guys.
I'm at a good place.
Yeah.
And she's at a good place. So I thought. Anyways, we go to my room,
To the boudoir, if you will.
AKA the stabbing cabin. Oh, that was like such a like crappy like Key and Peele reference. Anyways, but so we go back there. I put on a movie to kill a lot of the silence.
Yeah.
And then like
My favorite go-to, nature documentaries. Just saying.
really, I
Yeah.
don't know, that'll put him straight to sleep.
No, if you are like into it and you talk about the animals with them, like, hey, what's your favorite animal? It's man.
This is why you're not getting laid. bro.
Yeah.
This is
It
the
is,
problem.
It is. I'm trying to learn.
This is a girl who's like covered in tattoos and will fight guys.
So what do you play for her? Like MMA?
I don't know. I don't
Do
have.
you play women's
I don't-
MMA?
I don't
put,
have
like,
internet.
Do I put like Beck Rollins on there?
I don't have the internet at my house right
Bare
now, so
knuckle
like
fight?
I have like external hard drive that has like 10 movies on it. So I just pick one at random. They're mostly comedies, and like a couple like, you know, singy movies for my kid.
Okay.
So I put. I want to say. it
Let
was
me
like
know
fr-
if you want to bring your computer over and get some more movies, because I'll help you.
You know, my computer's in my car actually, but I don't have my hard drive on me. But yeah, so like I put a fucking. I think it was.
Up.
I think
Let's
it was.
just say it
I think it
was
was
up.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. It was
Okay.
some Judd Apatow movie.
Got it.
Something that's like not distracting and that everybody's seen a billion times by
Yeah.
now. And I get in bed, blah, blah, blah. She didn't look all right. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to fucking like
Yeah.
call it a night. So we knock out. I wake up the next day because my stomach is telling me it is time to go shit.
Yeah.
I look up. She's not there. Like she had like rolled the blanket, the comforter, into like a human shaped form.
Oh wow.
And so like I reach over the blanket and like pull it off, and there's like vomit all in it.
Oh no.
And then like I'm just like, what the fuck? And there's this huge lake of piss
Oh.
and puke.
Oh
on the other side of my bed, and she like raised up and dipped out.
At
and
least she made you a dam.
yeah,
You know, like.
and at first it was just like a weird brown stain
No.
surrounded by like
I was honestly.
clearly piss, and so like
She pooped too?
no.
There's no poop.
So like
I was
me
waiting for
being
him to tell me
optimistic
the
in this situation, I saw that there was a can of Coke knocked over on top of my headboard.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, maybe she got thirsty in the middle of the night,
And
spilled
spilled a
some
bunch of
soda,
Coke, yeah.
and then pissed herself. I know that pee is the bottom line, but like, I'm just like, all right, whatever. And so like, I'm shitting myself. So I do not have time to further investigate.
No, you just gotta
I
get
put
up and
two and
go.
two together. I'm like, that's either puke or soda and urine
Yep.
in my bed. I'm gonna go handle this shit. And then there's a shitload of puke in my sink.
Oh man.
So like
That was puke.
yeah. And my bathroom is really small. So like if you're puking in the sink, it's like right next to the fucking toilet.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, it's like right there.
Maybe she didn't want to bend over and like have to hold her hair.
I don't know. It's disrespectful.
It
And
is.
what
You
I'm
shouldn't puke in
what I'm
people's
getting
sinks.
mad about is not that she puked
Shouldn't
and
poop in a
pissed in my
bathtub.
bed, and not the fact that the other girl peed in my car, but that they just did it without asking me first.
Like, we could have put this piss to good use, ladies. And
Really?
You're wasting it. You're wasting the piss.
I'm right here.
I have a chest.
need a
Don't you
toilet.
see it?
Come on!
I'm right here.
I want you to get a tattoo. I might even pay for it. And I don't have much money, but if you got a tattoo of like a urinal just like right on your solar plexus, fuck, that'd be the best. That would be the greatest tattoo
I
ever.
have a lot of plans for this
That'd
part
be,
of my
That'd
body.
be just the fucking funnest. Like if you could somehow incorporate a urinal into it, I would love you forever.
You know what? If you paid for it, I might get a urinal tattoo on one of my lower parts of my fingers.
Okay.
Because I don't like when people get the second row of knuckles tattooed with other words.
Yeah.
But I've
You gotta
always
put
been
images.
I've always been a fan of like a little pictorial down here, and I'm about to get a shitload of money back for my taxes. So if you at least pay for one of them,
I'm gonna get none back, but I'll pay for like a $25 finger tattoo.
yeah, I'll
Fuck
put
yeah.
a urinal on there.
Oh, fuck
that
yeah.
way I have to fucking have an awkward conversation with my daughter at some point in life. Daddy, what's with the urinal on your finger?
This will still be online probably, so
Yeah.
because I'll just keep it up there and just be like, if you ever have any questions about your dad.
yeah.
Because, I mean, I lost mine at a young age. I got questions. I found a bunch of tranny porn on his computer. Wish you could talk to him about that.
At your dad, like on your dad's computer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Tons and tons of chicks with dicks.
Really?
Like 20 gigabytes worth.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
It was a
lot of
lot.
gigabytes.
It was a lot. It was an impressive amount of
You want to hear a funny
transgender
story
pornography.
about like
Especially in like 2009. Like, you know.
about like awkward porn being found on a dad's computer during a weird time in somebody's life. So like my parents split up when I was 17, and my mom was like going through my dad's shit as crazy bitches tend to do.
Yeah.
And you
par
know,
for the course.
Mom, I love you. Don't get it twisted. You fucked up my childhood. You're crazy, but I love you. I wouldn't want it any other way, I guess. But so she was going shit, and like also to addend to that, nothing I'm telling you right now is nothing I haven't said directly to my mother's face.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
trust me, I waited a couple years after my dad died to be like, hey, he had a bunch of tranny porn on his computer, but I still told her. And I also told her about the gay dude he was messaging in Winnipeg.
Canada.
Yep.
Crazy.
I had to delete several of my dad's dick pics, too. Yeah. My dad had a piece.
He had a piece? He was
had
laying
a
the pipe?
fucking piece.
You're what? You're Polish, right?
Polish. So we had we recently did the genealogy. We're mostly Baltic.
Through who? Ancestry?
23andMe.
Ancestry is owned by the Mormon Church. who like
Pretty much all of them are.
really.
The reason that they all kind of sprung up was a bunch of Mormons wanted to prove themselves to be right that the Native Americans in Utah were the lost tribe of Israel that like came here through the Bering Strait. Like this is like straight up Mormon dogma. And so they did the ancestry program and like started mapping the human genome.
Yeah.
And figured out that they aren't. They fucking are no. There's no correlation.
Well, there's
at all.
like also a conspiracy theory about like how when a lot of the Nazis fled Germany during the war, a lot of them ended up in Utah and they joined the Mormon Church, and that's another reason why they're so obsessed with genetics and genealogy and all that shit.
That might be it. I know a lot of people that were trying to escape Europe in that time period, like World War II, wound up in Brazil.
Brazil and Argentina.
Yeah. So just back to what you were saying about with your mom, like.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I was 17. I'm like, a fucking shitty little punk rock kid. And my parents are from Puerto Rico. Like, me and my brother were the first ones in my family born in the United States. So, obviously, they don't like it.
Yeah.
My mom was kind of like cool with it. She's like, oh, okay, Poppy, let him dress the way he wants to because he's at least not doing drugs, which is horribly wrong. I was so doing all the drugs. I like so good about like living a double life. Anyway, but I still kept like good grades and shit. Okay. So like my parents at one point like threw up their hands, just like, if you're gonna get in trouble, make sure you tell us first, and keep your grades up, and we'll leave you alone. So it was kind of like, all right, well, if at least you make us look good in public, we'll turn a blind eye to the fact that like you're slamming dope and like sneaking chicks in the house and like committing like all this vandalism and all this crazy shit. Like whatever, like cool. We don't look like shitty parents,
Right?
And they were. But anyways, long story short. My mom was going through my dad's shit and had found some kind of like gay porn. I don't know if he ever copped to it. My dad clearly, I don't know anything about like his personal life. Right. I know that he's married to a girl that's 3 years older than I am.
Oh wow.
But like, sometimes you click on shit, you don't know what you're getting. This was the early mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Sometimes you search some things.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're curious. You want to find some things, and
Yeah. Sometimes I've seen some shit that I was not okay with. Like like you're like going down the rabbit hole.
Came up.
Yeah, you go down the rabbit hole of like the porn streaming shit.
Absolutely.
And a lot of it is user based, so people upload stuff, and sometimes you see some shit that you're like, yo, did I just see a little kid get fucked? And I'm like, whoa. Yeah. And I like click it out, and I'm like, I just like want to like look directly into the like little camera on my laptop, like, yo, I didn't mean to do that. NSA, like,
you tell the NSA person watching you, you're like, hey, that was a fucking mistake.
Purely
you saw the
accidental.
thumbnail, dude.
Yo, I flagged it. I'm
a good citizen.
Yeah, I flagged it.
I mean, hey, if you are flagging shit like that, then more power to you. Like, good for you.
Yeah, I'm not going to see a little kid get fucked and not do something about it.
No, you should.
You got to flag it.
Yeah, I'm a father.
So where was this at?
We were just talking about the rabbit hole of internet porn. Anyways, my mom found gay porn on my dad's computer, and since I was a punk, he tried to be like, oh, mira, eso es de Tatito, which is like,
you?
Yeah, he said it was me. Tatito's like my little family nickname that all Latinos give their
everybody, most like kind of culturally ethnic people have that. Like Italians have that. Like
comes racist North Dakota Belle.
No, I'm just saying like
most of the brown folks.
No, like even Italians.
They don't call their own children by their given names.
No, even Italians have that. Like it's like a nickname.
Listen,
it's like,
Italians were the brown folk before
before brown folks. Wow.
Before we got real mad, it was Italians first. All right.
It was actually and then it was like Irish.
I'm just making shit up. Bill, it doesn't fucking.
Nobody has ever been liked when they come to this country.
Yeah.
Especially those first ships. Am I right? They knew.
Hey.
They knew.
Hey.
This is bad.
With
This
their
is all
syphilis
bad.
and fucking smallpox.
Fucking everything.
Fuck it. Anyway, so
Good peace stories.
you found some gay porn.
Yeah, and he tried to blame it on me, and like my mom was like, "Why would it be him on? He's got his own computer. Like, why would he be on your computer?"
That's very good.
And like he was just like,
I bet Dad wasn't
Yeah.
expecting that one.
He was just like, "Oh, you see how he dresses with those tight pants and his stupid pink hair."
Meanwhile, fucking little Carlos is getting peed on.
I'm getting peed on.
getting
He's,
peed on.
he's,
I'm
he's
doing
having
drugs.
a sexual awakening
He doesn't
watching a
need to
chick
get
with a
bored.
mohawk and a head tattoo take
Yeah.
a leak.
Yeah, that's
Carlos, you're a fucking fabulous person.
This is fantastic.
This is a fun episode. I'm really happy we had you on. Guys, go see him Thursday nights at Thirdspace. Show starts 7:30. Definitely go check it out.
Happy
yo.
hour
And
all
if you
night.
come in and yell across the bar like, "Yo, that's the pee guy," I'm gonna like fuck your drink up.
Yeah, be
You
cool.
put some respect on my name.
Put respect on my name.
Yeah, don't call Carlos the
Put
P
some
guy.
respect
Like,
on my
I
name.
am.
be respectful,
But I'm
you
at
can-
work.
You can come up to him like just have a person-to-person conversation. Be like, "So I heard you on that podcast, Meat Sweats."
And you're like, "Yo, what that pee do?
What that pee do though? What that pee do though?
You really about it or not?"
You about that pee? Because I about that pee.
On that note,
What that pee do though?
what that P do though?
What that pee do though?
Thank you, Carlos. We
Thanks,
love you.
Carlos. It was awesome.
All right, guys, have a good night and
Night.
keep it pissy.
Keep it pissy.
No, don't keep it pissy. We don't have to.
Stop it.
We don't
You
have to
let
keep
them
it
do
pissy.
what they want to do.
They can do what they want to
Don't
do.
kink
Let 'em
shame.
do it.
But we don't
It's
have.
2019.
We don't
you
have
can't
to keep
piss
it
shame.
pissy.
We're not letting you piss shame here.
We're not prude
I'm not
shaming
piss
you.
shaming. I'm not piss shaming.
All right.
We're not
Good night,
prude shaming
everybody.
you.
Meat sweats, motherfucking meat sweats, meat sweats.